Thank you, everybody. 3 more minutes, we'll kick this off, and I hope everybody will be here. All right. And I'm going to. All right, everybody. Welcome to today's open session. I'm glad to have everyone here. Before we start, I'm going to all right, everybody. Before we start, let us pray. Commit this very moment to God. All right. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Father, Lord, King of Glory, we thank you once again for another opportunity today, the 21st of August of 2021, a day that you've blessed and you've given us the opportunity to be here, Lord. It's not our making, and as we have gathered here to use this sense of knowledge, the gift that you've given us, let us, oh Lord, be able to utilize it, gain what we have to gain, and use it to be better people to ourselves, to our families, and to our community in general. We pray to thee through Christ Jesus, your Son. Amen. All right, everybody. Today's open session, we do this every 2-3 months. We use this to prepare people to get to our audience and let them understand the what we do here. This is ZerONE Solutions free open session. We use this session to interact with people who have interest in cybersecurity, in information technology, and cybersecurity in particular. We are a training and a mentorship and a consulting company in cybersecurity. We've been doing this training since last year. We've trained a couple of individuals. Some of them have gotten jobs. Some of them have passed some of their certification. Some are still in the process of doing that. But what we try to build here is a team of IT engineers that will be able to foster uh, the idea of cyber of information technology in our community. There is a lot of parents that have approached me. Their child graduated from university, did computer science. They're looking for job, and I found out that we do not have this uh, community or a team of mentors that come together to help these individuals or people that are trying to get into the information technology workforce. And that is what we do. And I will go ahead with the presentation. At the end, I do have a guest. I do have a guest speaker that will speak to us, and he will tell us how he got into this field. I will also tell you guys that myself, I studied fine and applied art in Nigeria, Auchi Poly. That's my alma mater. And coming to United States 2 decades ago, I ventured into information technology. Never knew what it was, but today I am strong, and I do what I do because of the people that put something like this together 25 years ago. They're a group of Nigerians that came together and put together something like a training program for Nigeria and people in their community. And that ushered us into this information technology. And today there is none like that. And that's what we're trying to recreate to be able to help people get into this field of information technology. So without further ado, let's move on. This is geared towards career path in information technology, precisely cybersecurity. Cybersecurity is one part of information technology. You have A plus. A plus are the people that take care of your hardwares and installation of operating systems in a computer. We have networking, where you have to now network different network devices in order to form a network. Then we have wide area network on the other aspect of it, where you now take a given location to connect to modem, to connect to another given location. And then cybersecurity is geared towards protecting the data that is being produced, or that is being generated or created in the information technology world. There are several types of protections that we use, several tools that we use to um, to make this possible. So it is not like you stand in the gate and wait for people to go. That is one aspect of it, but we have so many tools, so many automations, so many things that you will be exposed to. So the presentation, it will be the first thing, and then we have questions and answers from our guests. We also have a guest speaker today that will be speaking. So we'll be talking about the entry-level requirement for information technology, the right certifications for an IT career path, how to protect your assets from cybersecurity, and find out why you yourself, you are already a cybersecurity analyst in so many things that you do today and not even knowing it. So the entry-level requirement for an IT job. The global landscape of corporate organization has been so threatened by the data breaches that the importance of securing our information and information system has increased exponentially. The security posture of organizations has to be continually assessed for vulnerability that can be exploited by threats from cybercriminals, and building a resilient IT infrastructure. On May 7th of 2021, we all woke up to the Colonial Pipeline ransomware attack, of which they paid $4.4 million to retrieve their data. So our job today, you also heard about the T-Mobile breach that recently happened and how it's been causing a lot of problem in their organization. This is the job of a cybersecurity analyst, to be able to protect this network, protect this data, so that when the cyber criminals gets hold of it, they can't even be able to access it because of the type of encryption that you use. But no matter how you build your house, there is always vulnerability is one thing that we cannot eliminate, but we can reduce vulnerability in order to reduce risk. People always think that a bachelor's degree in information technology or computer science, software development, or any course related to computer is a prerequisite to an IT career. But the truth is, you don't need to have a computer related degree or even a degree at all to forge a career path in cybersecurity. The two basic skills required to pursue a career in information technology are: you have to have the analytical ability and be tech savvy. And the tech savvy is one thing that most of us do have, as long as you can turn on your iPhone and make searches and analyze your flight tickets and be able to coordinate so many events. You are tech savvy. Am I analytical or tech savvy? Are you the one that friends always come to for a better understanding of a complex task? Do you find yourself mediating between people and finding solutions to their issues? Do people ask you questions about their iPhone, iPad, Android, Windows, and you always have an answer, or at least direct them to the right path to a solution? Then you are tech savvy, and the IT industry needs you. Most IT jobs positions will use words like identify, which means to conduct the root cause analysis of a problem. They will use things like align, conducting forensic analysis, produce metrics, and prioritize and analyze risks. You might be analytical without even realizing it. Entry level requirement for IT. To be successful in the IT field, you have to be self-directed and the desire to always learn and challenge yourself. You should be able to identify opportunities for improvement, set goals to make those improvements, and work towards those goals on your own. The right certification for an IT career path. Sometimes you stay in a particular field and you don't know how to grow. I was a victim of that for a couple of years. Not having a mentor, not having somebody that is in the field to channel you on the right path, the right certification. If you come to the IT field, there are so many certifications. You're either taking a Microsoft career path certification, Cisco career path certification, or you are taking Palo Alto career path certification. There are so many industries that have designed their own certification just to give you that edge over people that doesn't have that, so that you'll be presented to your organization as to have had the know-how. So, but do you just go around taking certifications, or do you just know the path that you want to follow? And there is also vendor neutral certifications that are not geared towards Cisco, that are not geared towards Microsoft. And that is where we come in as mentors, to be able to mentor our young people or to mentor our adults that want to get into the IT field, what and how to be able to get into this career and sustain yourself and your career path. Please mute yourself if there's a noise on the background. I'm going to mute you. So the right certifications. With the rapid growth in technology, you are required to pursue continual education as a way to remain relevant in the field. Although certification is voluntary, it makes you stand out from the crowd because you have done your due diligence to prove that you not only have the skill, but you have been through the rigors of the examination and can prove that you know the technology. Vendor specific and vendor neutral certification. what are vendor specific certification? Most tech blue chip companies have various certifications as rigors to prove that someone really knows what they are talking about. They all have certifications for entry level positions, associate level positions, professional level positions. These certifications are proprietary to their various companies. So you see AWS, which is Amazon Web Services, which is the grandfather of cloud services. They have surreal of certifications that you can take. Even in that their vendor specific certification, you still have to carve your own career path. Are you in the DevOps? Are you in the infrastructure? Are you in the in the uh, in the cybersecurity? All those are different career paths right inside of AWS. CCNA is Cisco certifications, which is Cisco has about 60% of the networking market. And do you want to go that path? What if you are going into a company that does not use primarily Cisco as their main um, components for connecting devices? And then you want to take Cisco certifications. So all these things are things that we come together to preach or to talk about to help people that are getting into this field. With my experience, 24 plus years experience in this field, I will be able to tell you or to guide you or to help you on how to carve out your career path in information technology. Microsoft certification will test your knowledge of Microsoft products like the Azure Cloud Computing, Windows Server, or Windows Desktop, and several other Windows products that they produce. Cisco will test you on Cisco routers, switches, servers, and their technology. Amazon will test your knowledge of AWS Cloud Platform development. Because of the proprietary nature, you will be locked in on a particular skill set. Do you want to be locked in on a particular skill set? Do you want to be portable? Do you want to be able to move from one career path to another, or be flexible enough to have a certification that will guide you or that will create an avenue for you to work in any of these companies or use any of these products? Vendor specific, okay. There are non-profit organizations that organize world-class technology certification that are not vendor specific, rather on the general knowledge of a particular technology subject or an area. So one of those companies that I'm going to talk about is CompTIA. CompTIA is a non-profit organization that organizes one of this kind of certification, and you will know them by their certification, which has pluses at the end. You have the A plus, you have the Network plus, you have the Security plus, you have the size, different kind of plus. That's how you differentiate. That's how they name their certification. The good thing with CompTIA is a vendor neutral certification. It's not Microsoft, it's not Cisco, it's not AWS, it's not Palo Alto. So getting their certification, they go in depth of making sure that you are grounded on the general knowledge of what you are about to get in. So if it is networking, taking the Network Plus, you'll be grounded on how to implement a network, general network.
Oh my God.
Okay, you will be grounded on how to implement network in general, either using a Cisco tool, either using a Palo Alto tool, or different tools that are out there. That is CompTIA for you. Another vendor neutral certification company is the International Information System Security Certification Consortium, which is a mouthful, and they call them ISC Square. Formed in 1988, is a non-profit organization that has been described as the world's largest IT security organization. The most widely known certification offered by ISC Square is the Certified Information System Security Professional CISSP certification, and I am proud to say that I am one of their members. I have currently bagged that certification. It is a managerial certification that guarantees you to be able to manage an organization, an enterprise-wide information technology. So the ISC Square offers various certification for entry level to a managerial position. We have the CAP, which is a certified authorization professional, certified cloud security professional, system security certified practitioner, certified secure software life cycle professional, and then they have one that is also geared to the healthcare information security and privacy practitioner, and then the certified information system security professional, CISSP. Certification materials. 24, 25, 26 years ago, when we were doing when we got into the IT field, there was nothing like free videos or videos out there. You either buy a book, hunker down and read and make sure that you understand what they're talking about, or you go to a lab, a physical lab that is built by somebody or the school that you're going to, and use those labs if they allow you to. So, but today we have YouTube. We have several other CBT, computer-based trainings. We have so many very affordable video tutorials that you can pop into your smart devices as you are on a plane, as you are on a train, as you are in a taxi, and you will soak in these things and get yourself ready to learn. These days, once you have a job interview or you have a job specification, you can go online and look for videos that can teach you, or they can give you an idea to understand what the job specifications are all about without even having to get out of your environment. So there are tons and tons of material that can aid you step by step in preparing for any of these certifications. Most are free on YouTube, and some are dirt cheap with their regular and frequent sales. Some are geared towards individuals and organization evaluation and skill development. Let's talk about one of my favorite that I currently use. It's called LinkedIn. We all know that LinkedIn is the Facebook for career-driven individuals. As of December of 2016, LinkedIn, a professional social media company, became a Microsoft corporation. They also acquired lynda.com. If you have ever used lynda.com is a video tutorial company that was one of the best, and now they are under the umbrella of Microsoft. So they also acquired lynda.com, a very popular video tutorial company, and has since integrated it into their LinkedIn, or as LinkedIn Learning. LinkedIn has a free basic service which does not include the LinkedIn Learning. So one good thing with LinkedIn that I found out and started loving it is when you have a LinkedIn account, it is basic. You don't pay anything. But they have their subscription version where when you subscribe, you have the ability to use their LinkedIn Learning. And in that their LinkedIn Learning, you can learn so many things. Career-driven, skill-driven, software learning, advisories. And as you take this certification, as you go through these tutorials, the good thing with it is that you can actually post them on your LinkedIn profile. And when job recruiters or your boss sees that you are not only just doing your work, that you are also advancing your skill, it tells a lot about your personality. Okay, so LinkedIn Premium service comes with the LinkedIn Learning. It starts with a 30-day free service to a $19.99 monthly payment or $239 a year subscription. I tell you, I signed up for the yearly subscription, and if not for what I have gained from it, I wouldn't have been able to tell you that I was able to bag my CISSP because of it. And there are so many. Right now, I am learning Python programming, which is one of the things that I hated so much about programming, but as days change, as things improve, you see that companies are requiring us to have different skills. And for you to be sustainable in this field, you need to be able to be versatile, to have different skills that can help you. And Python programming is one of the easiest programming language that you can learn, and you can use it to automate a lot of things that we do manually in this field. So it's a very, very good program. If you can learn it, you can buy books, you can go online. There are so many videos. And data science, as we know it today, we produce a lot of data, and this data can only be manipulated with tools like Python. And with Python, you can analyze huge data and come up with solutions and things that can make life better. Another company that does video tutorial is called ZerONE. ZerONE is a premier cybersecurity. This is geared towards cybersecurity alone. It's a premier cybersecurity professional development platform providing the collective knowledge of the industry's top experts and leading organizations to equip IT and security professionals with both the knowledge and skills to achieve their career goal. It has a free basic subscription course and an upgrade for a ZerONE Insider Pro at $24 a month, billed yearly at $288 per year. Another certification material that I always advise people to look into is Pluralsight. Pluralsight is an online education company that offers a variety of videos, video training, courses for software development, IT administrators, and creative professionals through its website. The basic subscription is free, with some free courses like ethical hacking, social engineering, learning the essentials of CentOS, enterprise Linux 7 administration, threat, attack, and vulnerability for CompTIA security, and more. This is another of my favorite because apart from the rest of them that I have mentioned, one thing with them is once you are out of their subscription, you don't have access to those videos anymore. But Udemy, and their logo has recently changed, Udemy is also an online professional tutoring platform that is geared towards individuals that wants to develop their career or for professionals that are looking to increase their skills. The basic subscription is free, with some free courses like how to start business with offline business application, YouTube thumbnail art strategies, which improves click and sub, Bitcoin for beginners, your quick start guide to Bitcoin. So what happens is your boss will ask you, we are bringing in a new tool tomorrow, and this tool is this and this and that. We want you, since you're this, we want you to look at it and figure out how to configure. What do? Do you call your friend that is in the field? Do you buy a book and start reading it? Or do you just go online and start searching? If you go to a company like Udemy, you would definitely find somebody that has made a tutorial on how to build or how to configure these tools. And at least you have some basic ideas to ask some educated questions in your meetings. Okay? And one good thing with Udemy courses is that they go on sale like every day, and you will see $100 and something course being sold for like $9.99, $19.99, and you will go like a kid on a candy bar when you go to these sites, and you will buy different tutorials, even the ones that you know that you will be using later. And one good thing with them is that when there is an upgrade of some of these tutorials, you get them for free. And tomorrow, because of the way you don't subscribe to it, you buy them. So if you buy it 19.99, it is yours forever. Whenever you want to use it, it is yours. And that is one good thing about Udemy courses. There are so many people that provide Udemy courses. Some of them are in different languages. Some of them have heavy accents. So if you're buying anything from there, go through the reviews, get recommendation from people that have used it earlier so that you understand the content, and make sure that you're spending your money on something that you will use. But if within 30 days it does not augur well with you, they can refund you the money. They will give it to you back as a credit that you can use to purchase other stuff. So let's say you bought it today, and in the next 20-25 days you're like, I don't like this course, this is not giving me what I want. If you go to their site and say that you don't like it, they will give you back your money and retrieve that course, and then you can use that money to buy any new course that you want. So how to protect your assets from cyber criminals? A lot of us have valuable items. We have our cars, we have our homes, we have our cell phone, which is the most valuable device that you move around with every day. But how do we protect this thing? First of all, the value of an asset determines the kind of protection that you put on it. And you cannot put a $20 key lock on a $5 bicycle. That is a waste of resource. So you categorize your assets, and then determines the categorization now will help you determine the type of protection or controls that you will apply to it. Some of us have their phones that you will use passcode, swipe code, retina scanner, voice recognition, all those things before you get into it. All those things are done to protect the asset that is in here. Not that you have eliminated risk. You have reduced the risk, because if somebody steals the phone, they won't be able to get to your data, because it's either there's already an encryption that you have implemented on the system. In case if they shut it down and bring it back up again, they will need a passcode in order for them to get to even power it up before they even get to the operating system, before they can now use it. And you have your personal photos, your documents, and so on, your banking information, all of them are on it. I always tell a story about my dad in Nigeria. He lost his phone and he lost a couple of money in his account. And I asked him, so you have your phone, do you have a password on it? He's like, no, I don't put a password on those things. They give me a lot of, I'm like, it's like building a house, putting a door and you don't lock it. That's just what it is. So you are giving all these things in order for you to protect your information. And if you don't protect them, someone else will protect them for you. So assets and values. Every asset has a value, and the value that you have assigned to an asset determines the level of control and protection that you assign to it. We protect our assets from various threat environments: a natural threat like hurricane, tornadoes, accidental threat like water spill, dropping, loss, etc. We also have man-made threats like virus attack, identity theft, physical destruction. Your asset is only vulnerable to those threats if you have an existing vulnerability that has an existing exploit. So for a vulnerability, for something to be a risk, there has to be a vulnerability. And the only thing that you can manage is the vulnerability that exists in your asset. You cannot manage the threat. The threat is external. Somebody designs the threat that exploits the vulnerability that exists in your asset. So if you reduce the vulnerability that are on your asset, then you are reducing the impact that the threat is going to make on your asset. Risk vulnerability. So risk is vulnerability and threats are exploits. Okay. Exploits are, some of these cases that do Yahoo as we know it all they do is to go by exploits. There are engineers, there are people that design exploit applications. They sell them in the market, in the black market, in the dark web, and they purchase these things. There are instructions: click on this, click on that, follow this, deploy that, deploy that, deploy that. These are called kiddies. Okay, they are kiddie hackers because they follow instructions. They are not proficient in what they do. They have to follow instruction. They don't design things from the ground up. So these exploits, they are designed to exploit existing vulnerabilities. Unless when you talk about APTs, advanced the APTs or the nation states, okay. Advanced persistence threat, please. The advanced persistence threats, which are owned by mostly nation states, they go for what they call zero-day vulnerabilities. These are vulnerabilities that you don't know, only them know about it, and they exploit it because it helps them to do a lot of exploitation before they are detected. So in risk management, risk equals vulnerability and plus threat. With risk management, we can reduce risk to a manageable state through risk mitigation, risk transfer, risk acceptance, risk avoidance. Remember, we cannot entirely eliminate risk. Rather, we reduce risk to an acceptable level, and that becomes an organizational or individual security appetite or security posture. You are already a security analyst. Do you own a piece of land and you have fenced it with gates? That is risk mitigation to stop land encroachment or property reselling. Do you have a car, a cell phone, a home, and you have insurance on it? That is risk transfer because you have transferred the cost of replacing that asset to a third party. We're talking about risk mitigation now, or risk management. Have you considered traveling overseas like Nigeria, but because of the security situations you decided not to? That is risk avoidance because of the risk of taking such trips outweighs the benefits. Just putting a screen guard on your phone, wearing a seatbelt, putting a password, fingerprint, facial recognition, enabling a two-factor authentication on your online banking, WhatsApp, and so on. These are risk management. You are a security analyst by nature. You just have to start making money by applying the same skills in cybersecurity. Facts in cybersecurity. Banking and financial institutions, as well as other corporations, will need to increase their information security capability in the face of growing cybersecurity threat. In addition, as the healthcare industry expands, its use of electronic medical record, ensuring patients' privacy, protecting personal data, and becoming more important, more information security analysts are likely to be needed to create the safeguard that will satisfy patients' concern. Employment of information security analysts is projected to grow 56% in computer system design and related services from 2019 to 2029. The increased adoption of cloud service by small and medium-sized businesses and a rise in cybersecurity threat will create demand for managed security service providers in this industry. These are different career paths in cybersecurity. We have cybersecurity analysts, IT and cybersecurity assessors, cybersecurity consultants, ethical hackers or penetration testers, incident response analysts, cybersecurity architects, digital forensic analyst, cybersecurity engineer, and cybersecurity administrator. Job responsibility of cybersecurity analysts includes developing an incident and an identity and access management, threat hunting and incident analysis, business impact analysis and disaster recovery planning, risk and asset inventory and management, development of organizational security policies, standard procedure guidelines, and baselines. Sorry guys, I'm kind of trying to catch up with time. So information, this is like a graph showing us the total occupation of, this is the general occupation. This is computer occupations. People are making $91,000 a year. In the general occupation, the average or the medium is $41,950. In the information security, you're talking about people making $103,000 a year. These are yearly income. So information and finance, computer system design and related services. So this was gotten from the U.S. of Labor Statistics, Occupation Employment, and Wage Statistics. So you can always source for this and get this information from there. So our cybersecurity training and mentorship program coming to us. The ZerONE Data Solution. Our name is ZerONE, and the O is now infused into one. ZerONE Data Solutions. We are a data solution company. We are cybersecurity consulting, mentoring, training and mentoring program is what we do. So we have a 12-week training program, and our is done on Tuesday, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. And the hours from Tuesday to Thursday is from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. And on Saturday, we do it from 10 a.m. to 12 noon. And when you register in our program, you become a lifetime member mentorship. You become a lifetime member in our mentorship program, which means when you finish your program, a lot of people will be, once you finish your program, you graduate and you go. No, we don't do that, because we know that this career path is an ever-changing and there is always new skills to learn. And the more you interact with people that have similar ideas, the better for you. So when you are done with the 12-week program, you can keep coming to the sessions free of charge, as long as you have finished paying your bill for the session. And as long as you are, everybody there becomes a resource for you. If you are in the job, when you get a job or you're sourcing to get a job, we all come together to help in terms of mentoring you, answering your questions, teaching you on how to attend interviews, or mentoring you on how to attend interview, how to sell yourself, because it's not just knowing the skills. Can you market yourself? A company like Coca-Cola still advertises themselves even as popular as their product is, because they have to sell. And if you don't know how to sell yourself, all those skills that you have does not mean anything to anybody. So this is where we come in. This is where we come together as professionals and mentor you on how you can get into the job, or how you can even sustain your career in the job. Okay? Interview prep and tips, professional cybersecurity resume. At the end of the program, you get a cybersecurity resume, professional cybersecurity resume, and we'll work with you in tweaking it and making it yours, teaching you on how you can answer the questions that are on the resume so that you can back this job and start making your hundreds and hundreds of dollars. The program is a $2,500, $2,500 for the entire program. Payment plan is also available. We know how hard it is. We know how COVID has hit. We know how hard it is for people to chunk out $2,500 in one shot. So for that reason, we're here to help people in our community. You can make a payment plan and make sure that it's done paying within the 12 weeks of the program. And that is it. If you are joining from Nigeria, I'll have a different price for the Nigerian community. So if you want to join and you want to participate in this program, hit me up and we'll discuss about that. So you can find the ZerONE solution on Instagram, on our website, on Facebook, and on Twitter. You can reach us from there, and you can find me also on LinkedIn. If you go to LinkedIn and search for Austin Wankwo, Austine, my Austin is unique. It has an E at the end. Oh yeah. So you go there and you can reach me. And if you have a LinkedIn account and you need, if I know you and know what I've done or worked with you, maybe a reference will be good for you also. Our curriculum is based on the most recognized vendor-neutral entry-level cybersecurity certification. By the completion of our program, you will be ready to take the CompTIA Security Plus certification SY0-601. The exam comprises of a 90 question and at least 90 minutes with a passing score of 750 on a scale of 100 to 900 based on these 5 domains. The domains are attack, threat and vulnerability, architecture and design, implementation, operation and incident response, governance, risk, and compliance. Who am I? My name is Mazi Austin Uche Wankwo, a CISSP CISA Plus, Security Plus CCNA. I'm the CEO of ZerONE Solutions. With 24 years experience in IT, I have worked with small, medium, large enterprises at various capacity. My depth of knowledge in information technology spans across various organizations and industry. I currently work as a cybersecurity analyst with one of the biggest hospitals in New Jersey. I am a consultant with other companies and a CEO of ZerONE Solutions and an IT training, mentorship, and a career placement company. So I thank everybody. This slide is supposed to show for the guest speaker. And thank you for listening. I know I've been rattling for almost 45 minutes. I wanted to go down so that all the questions will come in one segment. So today I have a good friend of mine, Ikenna Marvin Ejogu. Ikenna is an IT engineer he owns a company, and he is an all-rounder. He is an author. He is a movie producer, and one of his biggest book is out there in Amazon, and you can get a copy. And Ikenna, please thank you, and you can take it from here, please. I'm gonna stop sharing in case if there's anything.
Austin, thank you very much. Wow, this is my first time joining your program, and like you said, if I had something like this when I was starting out, it would have been awesome, but I did not. So I went about it the hard way. So thank you for doing this for the Nigerian community and for the other communities that are part of this program. I just pray and I hope that people understand what you are doing for them, because what Austin is doing, offering these trainings, even just what he did today, just trying to help people start a job, start a career in IT. This is amazing, because a lot of people, information is key. If you don't have the information, you probably would not know how to start. And I'm going to tell you this, a lot of people that come here in the United States, many people go into nursing. I think almost 70% of people go into nursing. And I beg to differ. Nursing is hard. It's hard in the sense that they work you to death. Many times you have to work nights. If you're someone that wants to start a family, many times you have to leave your children at home and you have to go work overnight. And to make money, you have to really, you have to work hard. But in IT, you could get a job in less than 6 months, making more than what a nurse makes. If you have the right, training and the right guidance, and that is what Austin is providing. And I'm very glad to be a part of today's program. I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself. My name is Mr. Melvin Ikenna Ejiogu. I came to the United States about in 1993, studied business administration and finance, corporate finance. But before I actually graduated, I was just like anybody else. I was just trying to find a way to survive, right? And I heard that there was that in IT you could find a good job. So the company that I was working, I was just a help desk person answering phones. And the gentleman that used to clean the office for us, one day he showed up and he had a suit on and he told me, "Hey, Melvin, I'm leaving. I got a job making, forget how much back then." When he told me that, I was like, "Are you serious? How did you went from being a janitor to making insane amount of money?" I said, "What did you do?" He said, "I took one certification, one IT certification, and when I passed it, I got a job." You know, we Nigerians. I said, "One certification? That's all you want? Just one?" He said, "Yes." I said, "Give me the name of the certification." So I wrote it down. And I went, and in 3 months, I got that same certification, and I got a job. So I went from making, I think I was making maybe $5 an hour back then. I went from making $5 an hour to making like $30 an hour. So you can imagine the gap, right? You can imagine you're making $5 an hour in a month. Your salary is what? Maybe, I don't even know what I was making in a month. But I went from making that to making about $75,000 in a year. And in less than a year, right? I was making insane amount of money. And the beautiful thing about IT is that you can work for someone, and many of us Nigerians, we're enterprising. So when you get tired of working for someone, you can actually start off on your own. So I started off like what Austin is doing. I was working for someone and then trying to start my own thing on the side. And eventually God pushed me out there. God pushed me out there. I left that company and I completely focused on my own business. And right now we're a multi-million-dollar company. We do projects for the federal government. We are the people that a lot of the bigger companies come to help do their projects. We do projects for AT&T. We do projects for a lot of the companies out there actually come to us. My company, we are an advanced Cisco partnership, advanced Cisco data center partnership. We are advanced Cisco collaboration partner. We're an advanced security partner. So a lot of what Austin is saying, I understand that, and I'm trying to explain to you guys that please take up this offer that he's offering, because it makes sense. It makes sense that one of our own people would actually step up and do this for the Nigerian community, because Indians, they're doing it for themselves. Chinese people, they're doing it for themselves. We have to do it for ourselves. When I go out there to bid on a contract, I'm bidding against Indians. And when an Indian person gets the job, he gets all his brothers and sisters. They are the ones that actually do the job for them. So a couple of years ago, I actually started only dealing with Africans and Black people, in the sense that if we don't help ourselves, who's going to help us? Nobody else. So I started doing what Austin was doing. I started only hiring Nigerians and people from different African countries that have the skill set, giving us the opportunity to play in the same space as the Oyibo people. So yes, I don't want to take up too much time. I kind of want this to be interactive. If anyone has any questions as to how, I know Austin talked a lot about, there's a lot he covered, but take it one step at a time, right? Pick one route in the, whether you want to do Amazon, whether you want to do the Cisco, just pick one route and let him guide you through that route. And I'm telling you, the possibilities are endless. One of the things I like about IT jobs is you can make more than a doctor, right? Working from home. You can, you don't have to have the kind of crazy schedule that doctors have. Your schedule, you can make your own schedule. So if anyone has any question, I'll be more than glad to talk about the questions you have or see if I can answer them.
All right, thank you so much, my brother Anton, Ikenna, Marvin. I really, really appreciate it. That's to show you when there are people who knows what it means to be in your community. Tell you guys the truth. The money that is in this field will never, never, never go down because there's more data that is being produced. They need more protection of this data. And it will never, there's more money that is always being pumped in. And with the amount of data that is being collected from you driving your car outside, you buying stuff, they need to analyze this in order to be able to market to you. And this is where you are needed. And I thank you so much, Ikenna, for coming. It was a short notice, but it shows that your mind is in your community, and I thank you for buttressing the notion that the Indians are doing it. And who are they scared of? There's only one country that they are scared of: Nigerians.
Yes, you're right.
That is the only people that you will face. When they see Nigerians, they know that you know what you're talking about.
Exactly.
Okay? So if you have any question, please, it's open and you can ask any question. There's no question that is small or big. It will help you understand this terrain that we're talking about. Thank you very much.
All right, Ikenna.
Yes.
Good morning. My name is Emeka.
Good morning, Emeka.
What would you consider your specialty?
My specialty?
Yeah.
Well, so I run a company now that, in a company, right, it's no longer about my specialty, it's about the company's specialty, right? Because my company, we do a lot of things. We do AWS, we do Cisco, we do Palo Alto. We are a Palo Alto partner. We are a Fortinet partner. We are ForcePoint. So we actually, our specialty is, because remember, I started my company in 2001. So over the years of consulting, we've gained a lot of expertise. And I personally, I know I'm a CCIE, what's called a CCIE in the Cisco world. I have 2 of them. Which is Cisco. So if I were to say myself, my specialty is Cisco, right? I have a CCIE in routing and switching was where I started off, and then I moved over to data center, and now, was going to do the security CCIE, but why do it? I focus on running the company. When we get contracts, I give it to either my staff or farm it out to people like Austin. I know we have Austin, you and I haven't done things, but by the grace of God, moving forward, we'll do things. So that's my specialty. Coming into this community with Austin, I can also pledge my support in the sense that I've done it to a lot of people where, let's say you're starting your IT career, right? Many times they will ask you, you need 2-3 years experience, right? That's where brothers can help each other. Yeah. So I can throw a project to you on the side when you do it, and I'm comfortable putting my name out there that, hey, I can certify that, hey, you've worked for me. We can up the, there's ways to do it, right?
There are ways to do it. Thank you so much, Marvin, for that. We all came like, go ahead if you have any other questions.
I just said he answered the question and he added more to it, because by answering the question, he just informed a whole lot of us that there are a whole lot of other ways you guys can help with experience that we always asking for. I was asking you for 2 years, 3 years of experience, and he just answered that, just added that to the question I asked. And thank you so much. I appreciate that, buddy.
No problem.
Yeah, I have a question.
Mhm.
My name is Father Augustine Adimegwa. Mr. Jogo, thank you very, very much. That is so inspiring, and I love it when I see our people moving up, because having worked in an environment dominated by Indians and Chinese,
Mhm.
you see how they lift up one another. They knew
Yes.
the person you just got hired with. Before you know it, this guy knows so much, and you're asking them questions, they won't tell you much. But guess what? They're learning it from among themselves. Sometimes they finish from work, they go to somebody's house to trash some of the challenges together. And
Mhm.
then by the time you know it, it's way ahead of you in so many areas, and you're like, what's going on?
Yeah.
So the surprising thing is when you ask the person, can you help me in this? The person will be like, you know what? I met this team before. I don't even know how to.
Recording stop. Recording in progress.
Can you, maybe
Sorry
you
about
might
that.
need to reach out to your supervisor or to, but I don't wanna confuse you. I don't wanna mislead you. But the person knows it very, very well.
Yep. Yep.
So now it's good to see our community coming up. This has been a wonderful inspiration to me, and I believe to a lot of us. So the question I have is, do you have room for somebody who wants to volunteer for a day or two within the week, just to have a feel of what some of these uh, IT areas are like, so that the person can do it maybe for a month or two, and then have a good practical feel from what is out there, especially those of us who didn't have serious IT background or engineering background. Is it something that your company would be willing to consider? Thank you.
Uh, Father, quick question. Are you asking for an internship?
Um, Actually, both, because when you are looking for a job, and then it might be good if um you have a feel of what the job you're looking for is like, especially when you have not worked in the field. Many of us came from different backgrounds other than IT and engineering, and then you got a certification, you don't know what to do with yourself. You go to interview, they ask you a couple of questions. You are talking from knowledge-based background, but then they're looking for the nitty-gritty aspect of the IT from you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I
So
think you actually now what Anthony I call you your brother's name. You
I
can
know. You cannot.
please
Yeah.
if you can touch on that a little bit. Not that
Yes.
go ahead
Um, to answer that,
professionally.
actually, I did hear Austin talk about that the fact that he also does that in his training, because my wife went on and did a CCNP in routing and switching, and there's another route that she took. Basically, I helped her through it, and then there was another training that I forget for Google that she took. And one of the things that they did was they simulated different scenarios. I helped her with her resume, helped her form different huddle groups. So there are those things available. And I don't want to speak for Austin, but I did hear him say that he would help with resume and help with getting a job. So since this is his platform, I'll defer to him on that. But him and I can talk offline to see what we can offer the community, the people that go through his training.
Thank you so much. Thank you so
thank
much.
you.
One of the things that we do here is we encourage any participant to have a good computer, a computer that has at least 16 gigabytes of RAM. It is running Windows 10, and days have passed when you need physical things to learn how to do networking. Everything is virtual. And with your laptop, you can virtualize an entire network. You can build a colossal of network in your laptop. You can simulate cloud environment in your laptop. The only thing that we are doing here is having this community that could guide you step by step of what to do. You don't really, there are people, I have hired somebody that worked for me for 3 years, yes, he didn't learn nothing. He's a Nigerian. It's not in him. He couldn't. So it is having that ability and having that zeal. Okay, I'm going to take my, and the more you get your hands dirty on it, the more you build it, it fails, and you build it, you break it, you fix it, you break it. It's not going to destroy your computer. Rather, in that process, you're learning. You will sit for 3, 4, 5, 6 hours trying to figure it out. Because that's what we do. We are solution providers. Somebody will call you that they have a problem. The first question that you ask the person is, okay, when was the last time it worked? When was the last time you used it? What happened? Okay, since after you did that, what happened? From there, you now draw a scenario, and from there, you now start saying, okay, if this worked and this didn't work, then this should be the problem. So we have different labs that we do. We go through the classes, and at the end we take you through the labs. And Ikenna is now volunteering to be part of this, so he's going to share his experience. And I tell you, it is this experience that we share with you that will become your story in an interview. When you go, and he will tell you a story about somebody that he hired and how the person progressed. Make that your story. Put that in your resume. Go to your job interview and talk about that scenario as if it is you. When you get the job, put my phone on a speed dial. That's all. Get the job, put my phone on a speed dial, and you call me. If I don't know, hey, I know Tony is a CCIE. I'm sure he will have he will have a solution to it. Call him, and you call him. I say, okay, give me 2 minutes. I'm in a meeting. I'll call you back. You go out for lunch, even if it's 11:45. You go out for lunch. Take a 30 minutes lunch, and he will call you. By the time you come back, you're coming back with solution to the table. I'm telling you, we played this game, and that's the game the Indians are playing.
Yes. I have a friend that for a long time in his job, when he got this job, I helped him. He became the IT manager at US Post Office, and he was calling me every day to. So we played the game, got him in there, and then he was then giving us contracts. And some of those contracts, I'll turn around and find my brothers and sisters that were coming up and say, here, do this part so you can learn, right? So to add to that, we would, as you go through the training, when you're done with the training, we can throw some things to you, and that will become part of your story when you're going out there for the bigger job.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Does anybody have any other question? Hello, who is talking? Are you asking a question?
Yes, I am asking a question.
Okay, go ahead, Delight.
Yeah, hi. Good day. So I want to know, so pretty much I've heard you just talk about networking. First of all, I did not know that networking was even like a branch of cybersecurity. But I would like to know, other possible branches, like other branches that one can possibly indulge in, other branches of cybersecurity, especially like aspects that do not necessarily require coding.
All right. One thing is IT does not require, IT in general does not require coding. It's software developers that do coding. Okay? I have never coded. I have written scripts. And writing script is just.
The man's definitely a sociopath.
Can somebody? All right. I started with networking. I started with Microsoft. I started as a Windows administrator. Okay. The school that I went to, they took us from A+ to networking in terms of networking a Windows operating system. And if you come to my class, because I've had all this knowledge, there's no way I'm just going to teach you cybersecurity. Knowing fully well that there are intricate things that I need to plug you in so that you look rounded in your resume. I'm not going to just give you cybersecurity. I'm giving you cloud networking. I'm giving you virtualization. I'm giving you Windows administration. I'm giving you... The only thing I don't touch is A+. A+ needs a physical touch. But if you decide to go to it, I can help you. Maybe if you're studying on your own and you're asking me a question, I can help you. Okay? So, cybersecurity is an overarching of the entire IT. Is the security for your network, for your data, for your even physical security. How people come into the office, the badge that they scan, the cars, when you see the decals that they put on directing cars to various places, when you see do not enter, they are part of security. They are part of cybersecurity. When you are writing policies that guides organizations, you as a cybersecurity analyst or the CISO, the Chief Information Security Officer, it is your job to make sure that those policies actually touches all of those things. How people, have you gone to the bank and you see what they call bullards? Bullards are those pillars that they put to protect cars from ramming into the banks. They have them in the downtown Manhattan these days, since after the terrorists ran into people working. Those things are part of security. We design those things. They are part of policies that you put in place to checkmate the risk, because we are risk managers. You manage risk that affects organization in order to help them grow. So I hope that was able to answer your question. You are not coding anything in cybersecurity, but having some skills of scripting, which, tell you the truth, I hated coding. But right now, I am learning. I taught the last job that I did before this job, I learned PowerShell scripting by watching videos. And when they got me that job, I literally did reverse engineering. It's like every day, all I was watching and listening was PowerShell scripting. And that was how I was able to deliver this project on time. So a lot of us, anything that you don't know how to do today, you just have to learn it. Just like we learn to walk, learn to eat, learn to read. But when you have people like us around you that you can ask questions, say, man, I've been reading this thing, it's not making sense to me. Now we say, okay, sit down. Let's bring it down to today, to now, to what you do every day. Now we can give you scenarios of things that you can relate to, and you're like, okay, is that what you mean? That's what Ikenna said he lacked. I was opportune to have a man, I have people, okay, and one of them is here. He was my mentor. He was my mentor 24 years ago. And today he's learning from me because he went into cybersecurity. So we help each other. That's what we're planning on. That is what this thing is. Go and ask. Go out there and just put cybersecurity training and see how much they're gonna tell you.
Yeah.
Just put it out there and see how much you're gonna pay to acquire this knowledge, and come back to me and tell me, are you for real that it's this price? I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I literally know what I know why I got in here. So if anybody has any other question, that would be good.
Let me add to what you're saying, what
Go
you
ahead.
said. Guys, let me give you a landscape, okay? You can make $100,000. You can start making $100,000 a year in less than 1 year, okay? Less than 1 year. So it's just common sense. If I would pay $20,000 in training to make $100,000 a year, okay?
As an investment.
As an investment. Doctors, I have a friend, she's a doctor. She makes only, I think she makes like $200,000. But if you see her student loan, the money she paid in school to be able to make $200,000 a year. I know how much I pay some of the guys that work for me, right? Some of them make more than doctors, and so to be able to, this is a career that in less than 1 year, if you have the right mentorship, you can make a lot of money. It's not going to break your bank if you have the right mentorship, okay? So, and the goal is to get a job. You don't have to have all the knowledge before you get a job. Have the right person position you, know how to sell yourself. When you get there, you learn on the job, okay? Don't worry about having all the knowledge before you, just learn how to get the job with the right person guiding you. When you get the job, you learn everything else you need to learn on the job, okay?
Another thing to add to that is no company will hire you and just throw you into their network.
Yeah.
At least they got to train you. Not training you as per, they want to make sure that when they tell you to ping a node, you know what a ping is. And that's what we teach you. They want to make sure that if they ask you to do next start or do something, you know what it is. Or you could say, okay, I don't know it now. It is always good to say what you don't know. I don't know it now, but give me tomorrow, I will get back to you on it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't go to an interview and start answering questions of something that you don't know. So say I don't know it. And many a time in an interview, what they are actually requiring, what they're actually looking for is that zeal. What are you doing? Some of them will ask you a question and you will say, I have not done it, but this is what I have done. This is what I've done in my lab, or I have a lab in my house, and this is what I have done. I have done this, I've done this, I've done this. They want to know your analytical ability. How can you, what is your approach to a problem? What solution, how are you bringing solution? What questions do you ask? And based on that, and okay, if we throw a problem to you, you could be able to say, okay, this, and this could be the solution. And if you try that solution, it doesn't work, you try another one. You can call your colleagues, and you will never work by yourself. There's always a team.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So I hope that answered your question. And like I said, don't get me wrong, as much as most of our people are into nursing, I hate that that's the only thing that a lot of people end up in. I hate it because I know how much money that you can make without being putting so much time every day and losing your family, your kids. You don't even know how they are growing up. Come on. We were the first people to go home when COVID started. We were sitting home and working and making money. People were losing their jobs here and there.
Yep.
These days, you are putting a job. You can be here and be working in another country. You can get a job anywhere, as long as you know what you're doing. And for young people, I'm telling you, expose yourself to Python programming. It is not hard. I am learning it. I have a mentor. I have a young kid that just graduated from school. He's making $100 and something thousand a year. He just graduated. He's a software developer. He is my mentor. I call on him. What you don't know, you don't know. And you have to let people know you don't know. And that's the only way they will be able to train you. And I can guide you. If you want to do networking and we're not doing networking, I can give you books to read and I can make out time with you, and we can say, okay, call me at so and so time. I can explain what IP networking is, IP addressing is. I can explain this to you. Maybe if I'm not explaining it, maybe I'll call Ikenna, and Ikenna probably will tell you, okay, I'm not doing anything. Can you show up at this place at this time? And you show up. That somebody did this for me, and this is the only way I feel I can give back. And by doing this, I'm learning more, and I am happy that when people get into this field, it will make me happy because I know how much I am going to elevate your income. All right, guys. Any other question? Does anybody have a question?
I wanted to ask something else.
Go
Also,
ahead.
I wanted to confirm. So your course, like, so someone who has zero background in IT or zero background in cybersecurity, particularly, does your course apply to the person as well?
Oh yeah. We've taken people from not knowing anything in IT in general because, like I said, I have 25 years experience in IT, and it started from networking as per building cables, crimping cables to connect computers from point A to point B, making designs of network using Visio, okay, to now doing virtualization, installing Hyper-Vs, hypervisors, building VMs that I use for my lab. I'm also actually learning penetration testing or ethical hacking. And you can get vulnerable operating systems out there that you can hack. You can build a lab in your own computer and you hack them, and you get those skills. And you go for an interview, you tell them, this is the lab I have in my house. This is what I do. I use this to this, and I hacked this one, and I hacked this one, and I was able to get the password and this and that. They just want to know, what can you do? What can you contribute to their organization? And if you can, they know that you can solve problems. They literally are not looking for you to come there and solve every problem. They want you to be part of the team that will be solving problems. So your zero knowledge in cybersecurity is a prerequisite to my program, because we take you from risk management all the way to cybersecurity. We teach you different attacks that happens on the network. We explain to you what different categories of data, categorization of data, different controls that you apply on them, how you apply them, different things. And then last, in my lab, what we were doing is building a Windows network. How you install a Windows server, install Active Directory services on it, install DHCP on it, install DNS on it, install network address translation, and then build another a client operating system that interfaces to the server and be able to connect to the internet. Just going for an interview and explaining this alone, somebody knows that you know what you're talking about.
Austin, to piggyback on that, the lady that asked the question, I understand where she's coming from. And there are a lot of people who have never touched a computer that's in this training. One thing about this training, I'm not sure, I stepped out for a few minutes, I don't know if Austin told you guys, if you pay for this training, when you finish a session, you can keep coming back for 2, 3, 4, 5 sessions.
As much as you want.
As much as you want. That gives you an opportunity. If you didn't understand something in the first session, you can come back to start a new session. And I tell you, there are a lot of people I've seen that didn't know anything in this field. By the time they went through the session, second or third one, they started speaking the whole language. Do not get scared when people are talking in this field and you're hearing terms like DDoS, like all this stuff. Don't let it scare you. After the first session, Austin will allow you to come back And anytime this whole thing, I tell people I'm not paid to talk. I'm not paid to tell you that this class is good. I'm telling you from my experience. I started this last year, October last year. Is it September, Austin?
October.
October last year. And I have a job. Actually, I had two jobs. I had a contract job that lasted 3 months, and I have a job that I'm doing now from home. I had no cybersecurity experience. The only experience I had was networking. But all I'm telling you is do not be scared that you have no experience. You don't know anything about IT. You don't. Before you go, if the first class was difficult, second one is free as long as you pay. Third one, fourth one. Trust me, by the time you go to 2, 3, or 4 classes, you get it. So you don't need experience to be in this class. You will get the experience from Austin. Because the good thing about Austin's class is that he doesn't jump into cybersecurity. Yes, he does cybersecurity, but he shows you the things he learned years ago. He shows you Windows. He even shows you how even to use short, where you can get into your computer faster. These are things that nobody in cybersecurity will teach you. Some people will just take you through cybersecurity, come out confused. Austin will show you the little things you're supposed to know, which is not part of cybersecurity. So all I'm telling you is that I know a lot of people that are in this class or in past classes that have never touched a computer or know anything about networking or cybersecurity. That's it for me.
Thank you very much, Ogameka. That was really nice. I don't know if anybody wants to contribute anything to that. And if you have a question, I'm open for more questions. Let's see if we can answer more questions. Otherwise, we'll be rounding up.
I have a question.
Thank you, Obina.
My question
Good to have
is,
you, by the way.
Thank you. I was about to say, let me start off. This is very exciting. My dad sent me this because this summer I've actually been working on AWS, getting my AWS certifications. So I have the AWS Certified Cloud Practitioner certification, and I'm working on my Solutions Architect. And then these past 2 years, I've been working on Java, and I was gonna get into Python scripting as I'm getting ready to start school in September. And my questions were around like, I'm very interested in cybersecurity. I've been interested in it for 2 years, but it's only now that I'm starting to get into taking the coursework. And I was just wondering the structure of the courses. Like when we tap in, is it going to be a full-time commitment, part-time commitment? How many hours a day? And how does the mentorship look like? How would I know what to ask questions about if I'm not experienced in the field yet?
All right. To bring you on the hours, we know every one of us have a busy day, and our program is Tuesday to Thursday, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. So you come back from work and just make out your time. 8 o'clock, we start the class, run it till 10 p.m. Saturdays, we do 10 a.m. to 12 noon. And the other question is, like, what was it again? You said,
it's like, what does the mentorship look like?
Okay.
Since we're not experienced in it.
Okay, the mentorship. When you enroll into this program, you become a permanent member of this mentorship program. It is a lifetime thing. You can be part of it because the goal is to train you to get into this field and be able to train others, because the joy of learning is by teaching other people. When you bring people, I'm telling you, I have joy that there are people that I'm sharing my knowledge with. And I want every one of us that comes into this to be able to share the same passion. And as you're sharing it, you are expanding this knowledge in our immediate community. I'm glad that you have your AWS. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And it's not an easy certification. It's very, very, very good. And
I have the basic one.
tell
I'm
you
working
the
on the
truth,
second one.
no matter how basic it is, you've done your due diligence. You have really paid the commitment to make sure that the study ethics and then taking the certification and then bagging that. It is commendable. And at your age, you're starting off on a very good path. And I will want you to continue. And we are your uncles. You see me every time at the church.
Yeah.
You can always call me. I am 24/7, 7 days a week. If I can't talk to you, I'll tell you, call me back in so and so hour. If I forget, please bother me. Call me as much as you want. Okay? So that we will be able to build young engineers like you that will be able to there's too much money in this field, man.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Money full brekete. You can never finish the money that is in IT. You will never, because they have to protect this data. They have to be able to build this network. The network is already built. We need to expand it. We need to keep it working, functioning. Okay? Okay, PSCNG is another company that you can work with, and you are talking about, CI, industrial equipments. They need protection. So, just in a nutshell, I thank you so much for showing up. And if you're interested in the program, let me know. I can talk with your dad, and we'll be kicking off in 2 weeks. We're rounding up a program now. You can start now. There's some labs that we're doing. It's a revolving door. It keeps going. We don't stop. If I have one person in the class, I am starting. I don't wait to fill the class. I have started once with people that were there before, and we kept going. Because I'm creating the spirit of this mentorship in a way that everybody will know that we are here for each other, and I want everybody to buy into it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Since you're into AWS, have you checked out Amazon website? Because I know Amazon has programs for young people like you and for students that are interested in what they have. Have something that you can do on the side that will give you experience in terms of mentorship? I know Amazon has that.
Okay. I signed up, I applied for an Amazon internship for this summer, but I didn't get that. And so I've just been using other websites like Coursera and a Cloud Guru to get my AWS knowledge.
Beautiful.
All right.
Hey, let me add to that. A lot of companies, they actually, I remember a couple of years ago, a couple of companies called me looking for people, young men, minorities who want to intern in them, AT&T, Verizon, and they actually pay. So I'm just amazed that Austin is doing this, because this gives people like us the resources that like you guys will become our resource. You know what I'm saying? So if we get contracts out there, instead of turning around and giving it to Indians who have the certifications, we have our own people that are qualified to do those projects. So please, guys, take this serious. Okay.
Thank you.
The possibilities are endless.
Thank you very much, Kenna.
Mr. Austin.
Yep.
I want to say a very big thank you to you and Anthony. Oh, sorry. Kenna Jogo, sorry. But Anthony.
I know where that came from.
Yeah, I'm familiar with the name Anthony. Okay, that's the brother. Thank you so much for this opportunity. But to me, the whole thing sounds as if this is for American people.
So you are,
no.
Where are you now? You are in Nigeria, right?
You said?
You joined from Nigeria, right?
Yeah,
I just want people to know that you joined from Nigeria.
Yeah, for people like us that have zero knowledge when it comes to IT, we don't know anything about IT. how do we come in? What are the requirements for people? Because the whole thing sounds interesting, but to me, I was looking at it as this is for these guys, American people, man. Let me just listen to them. Is it possible that somebody from Nigeria can be mentored and still achieve all these things you guys are talking about? That's exactly what I want to find out. And what are the requirements for like us?
Austin, let me help you out here. Okay?
Thank you very much.
Let me help you out here. Sir, yes. This is very possible. I have a couple of people that are actually working for me in Nigeria. Okay, there's a young man. He went through his training. He actually became a CCIE. He's sitting in Owerri, making more than some bank directors, because he's working for me here in America. I'm using him to make dollars, so I'm paying him equivalent of, and when you translate what I'm paying him to Nigeria, a lot of people are not making what he's making in Nigeria. So let that motivate you, right? So even if he's charging you 1 million naira, I pay that guy more than 1 million naira a month. Okay, so let it be. Yes, a CCIE in America. I don't want to tell you how much I'm paying him, but if Austin will tell you how much CCIEs make here in America. So to have someone, a CCIE in Nigeria, sitting in Nigeria working for you here in America, 1 million naira is you pay the person about 4 billion naira a month.
That's it.
Okay. So let that motivate you. You don't need any skills, because he started from ground zero, and he worked his way all the way up to that CCIE level. You don't even have to get to that level. You can get to. I have people working for me that only have CCNA. So trust the mentorship. And the reason why I love what Austin is saying, he came to the States around the same time I came. So we kind of have the similar stories. You would not get any better mentorship than someone with that experience coming from the early 90s. Okay, so I just wanted to. He's not paying me for this, so let me tell you, this is all. I'm just.
Thank you so much.
I'm excited to be part of, to see what he's doing for the community.
Thank you so much, Ikenna. Being that we started in the 90s before cloud computing, you could see the transition in technology. When I tell you, I used to crimp cables. I used to build RJ45 cables with a crimper. A lot of engineers in the field don't know how to do that.
Yeah.
I have laid cables, run cables on the ceilings, pull them, terminate them on the jacks, certify them, printed the documents for the certification, presented it to the company and say, your network is certified, you can now deploy your endpoints. And I've also deployed endpoints. I have built images of servers, workstations, imaged them, deployed them, had days that I would be sitting, cracking my brain, trying to figure out why this computer is not connecting to the network. It was just one dot that I was missing somewhere. That is life. And by the time you get it, you are rejoicing, but it has taken you 3 hours to figure that out. So I thank everybody. If you have more questions, if anybody has any other questions to ask, my number, you can always reach me from the WhatsApp. You can call me, check out our website. Our website is still being, gotten together, but we're putting it together, and but you can check us out on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and we can take it from there. Ikenna, what's the name of your company?
VMOS Technologies.
Okay.
And we're actually going public in a couple months. So that's why I'm excited about all this.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. All right. We need to talk about that later. Okay, guys. If you don't have any other question, I think we have actually passed.
Sorry, one more.
Go ahead, Chidi.
Sorry, I'm always asking questions.
No. This is your question has really educated a lot. I'm really, really glad that you're here today. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay. So I think one more thing I would want to know is how much time is this, like a full time or like I don't know. I don't know the thing with the time zones. So I'm just wondering. I am in Nigeria. So like I'm
Okay.
just wondering like how the time zone thing and how much time it puts because I mean most people probably have their jobs or their business and all of that stuff. So I just want to know how that works.
Okay, I've had people that took this class from Nigeria. Being that we have not really established our Nigerian based classes after the October, I'm going to put something together specifically for the Nigerians that will gear towards just Nigerian time. Most people will join like around 1 a.m. and you have to have the time to, and then again, our price for Nigeria classes is just a compensating thing, just for the fact that you're making that commitment, and but by the time we set up the Nigerian training program to match with the time in Nigeria so that more people can join, I would also make that public to everybody that are interested. So the time is 8, 9, 10. 8, 9, 10. 2 hours every day, Tuesday to Thursday, and then Saturdays
AM or
is
PM?
hmm?
AM or PM?
PM, 8 p.m.
Oh,
which is
okay.
your next day morning, I think around 1, 2 a.m.
Also, your 8, 9, 10.
Our 8, 9, 10, please.
Oh yeah, so it's 10 time. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
I've had people that made that commitment, and I can attest to you that what they got is really is very, very interesting, and still working with them. Some of them we'll be working together to build our Nigerian environment also. Okay. And we're also working on bringing in networking, because one thing I've seen is, as much as cybersecurity is what it is, people also need that basic understanding of networking, which we actually put in our cybersecurity class. Okay, when we teach you TCP/IP subnetting, when we teach you how to install and build a Windows network, all those things are all part of networking. I might not teach you how to crimp a cable, okay, which is need a physical thing, but networking is all about communication of endpoints, linking them up together. These days, like I said, you can build it virtually. Okay, I have a lab that I have in my computer here, which basically I have a Kali Linux, which is a framework for hacking. I have a Windows Server operating system. I have a vulnerable Windows 7, vulnerable Windows 8, vulnerable Windows XP, and Metasploits that I exploit. All these things are different ways that you can actually learn this. If you're looking at this is a Windows Hyper-V manager that has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different operating systems. And this is running on one computer. I can power at least 4 of them running at the same time, and we'll be hacking them from the Kali Linux using different exploits to hack the vulnerability that exists on them, and I'll document them. And you go for an interview, you talk about it. You don't have to hack somebody's network, otherwise you go to jail. If you hack an external network, you're definitely going to jail. But you can build your own network where you can utilize it to learn, and I guarantee you will not. You will definitely learn a lot. Okay. Any other question? I want to thank everybody. Again, Mecca, thank you so much. You have been the mentor that you've been for years. Father Austin, thank you so much. And Ikenna, I apologize for the short notice, but I thank you so much for being here. And I will speak with you more. We build our resumes, and when we build our resumes, we need people like Ikenna that you can use as reference. You will work with them. you work with me and him on how to defend your resume. And he has, I didn't know that he's going to make this offer, but I know him as a very enterprising human being. He likes to help in the community. And thank you for the offer. I will work with you to make sure that those things, but that doesn't mean that you should relax in learning what you're supposed to learn. You're still supposed to learn, because it will be a bad image that he puts you in his job and you're not performing. Okay, you don't want to bring that thing in our community. He wants to be able to put you in a place that you could be able to grow, and if you're not bringing that growth, it will suppress what we're trying to do here. All right, I thank you all. I have 8 minutes to the top of the hour. Have a wonderful weekend, the rest of your weekend, and if you have anything, I'm going to post the video. Or if you go to YouTube, I think I have it recorded on YouTube also. You can go to YouTube and grab it. For a while, there was a place I stopped the recording briefly, so you might get like two different links to rewatch the video in case. Or post it or send it to somebody that you know that might be interested. All right. Thank you so much, and I will be off in 5, 4, 3,
Thank you.
2,
Thank
1,
you so much.
0.